Listen, folks, we are back with a brand new episode. Deval and I just catching up before the show started. We've literally, mate, we just spent about half an hour just doing this, like a little catch up. So listen, folks, we're back. Deval and I. Deval's been away. He's been off halfway around the world.
That's right, in Kenya.
What is it? It's Jambo, isn't it? Is it what the hello is Jambo?
Yes, it is actually. Yeah.
It's Jambo.
Look at you, teacher, multilingualist.
From primary school, we had a kid like from Kenya, and that we was like, tell us, teach us some words and stuff like that. And he was like Jambo. So that was the one thing I remember. So Jambo. So folks, if you're listening, Jambo. So what are we now, Deval? What episode 264?
Yeah, 264. Say no more. You know what I mean? We're here, man.
We're doing this. Deval's freezing it up, and I'm like melting it up over here. So listen, stick around because we've got a great episode for you. We're going to be looking at this new movie that's been released on Netflix called The Killer. And we're going to be talking about that. We got obviously trailers and new on streaming and whatnot. So keep it locked with the Flixters, and we hope you enjoy the show. All right, okay, let's get into it, Deval. So what we're doing first?
So first, a couple of shout outs. First shout out goes to Zakharov. So Zakharov, he put a post actually saying that we were his favorite podcast of the year.
Man,
because it's this time of year, I think where Spotify and other apps look at your year and see what you've been listening to and stuff like that. Analytics, exactly, the algorithm. And he put on there that we are his favorite podcast. And we want to say, Zakharov, you are our favorite Dutch person.
Yeah. That is it. Dutch person, yeah.
Or person in general.
Talking about the Dutch, did you hear about this thing, this little controversy? This has changed. Zakharov, you probably heard about this the royal book. Did you hear about this book?
Oh yeah.
And something about
have you read it, Zakharov?
They released the names of some royal family members. And
it's a racism row. It's to do with Meghan Markle and what's his name, Prince Harry. I should know this. I don't really care. But to do with them and the racism row over their baby, saying that somebody from the royal family was talking about how the baby will come out, the complexion of their skin. And I think in the book that was released in Holland, they named who said it. And it's blown up over here. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Mad.
Crazy.
So Zakharov, give us the lowdown, man. Tell us what's involved.
We're going to try and get him on the show well, I don't know about this month, but soon we'll make it happen. I know you're going to be away.
Yeah, 2024, Zakharov.
Yeah, January we'll get him on the show. So
yeah, easy. Yeah, too easy.
Next shout out goes to Ciel Noir 3. Exactly, Ciel Noir 3. Go check out her page out on Instagram. We're always giving her a shout out because she is the most positive person that you could ever come across. Go check out her page. It's full of positivity, well-being, fitness, and fun. So go check her out, show her some love, and big shout out to her. And again, we're going to have her on the show again at some point as well. Yeah, definitely.
There'll be some big movie that we'll be talking about, and then I don't know, January, February, the Deval. There's got to be some massive movie coming out.
Yeah, there's got to be something. Even if there isn't, we'll just get her on the show. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Get them on. All in, come one, come all. That's what we say. All right. Okay.
Exactly.
Any more shout outs, Deval?
Nah, that's it.
All right. Okay, cool. All right. Let's get into movie news. Now, listen, look, Emmanuel and I spoke about this on the previous episode. Like he kind of touched upon the whole kind of, what's his name? Jonathan Majors kind of controversy about Kang. And then they started talking about, all right, maybe they might bring in another villain into the whole kind of mix. And which villain could they top Kang and Deval? I mean, we've kind of mentioned this before, right? So kind of Doom. Victor Von Doom is that kind of, he's a major villain in the Marvel universe in the comics. We haven't seen much of him in the MCU. Well, we have kind of, but he hasn't been kind of well
portrayed.
Yeah, exactly. So tell us about this, Deval. Is this likely? Can it happen? Who could play Victor Von Doom?
This is a rumor. This is a rumor that we've heard on the grapevine, but we've heard that Mads Mikkelsen
This is mad.
is being
This,
reportedly eyed to play Victor Von Doom. And do you know what? Just that guy's aura, his face, his
his
accent,
eyes.
just all the little ingredients that make him,
Mm,
I think, could really work with
mm,
Victor Von Doom. Victor Von Doom is an extremely intelligent character in
yeah.
Marvel. He's an uncompromising character.
Mm,
He's the sort of person that reminds me of Magneto in a way, because they
yes.
both have really strong views. Their views are, liked by some and really
Mm,
not liked by many. He has his own country or place called Latveria,
Latvia. Yeah.
where you like that's his place, like how Magneto had his own place for his his people.
Mm,
So yeah, so this sort of character, if it's Mads Mikkelsen, I'll be up for that because I
yeah.
think he
Good.
could do a good job. Yeah, it's just age wise depends on how kind of how old they want him to be. I'm not sure,
Mm.
so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, because kind of like with the Marvels, we know this is a bit of a spoiler. We know that they're going to be kind of trying to get the younger generation now, get a new Marvels group going on. So maybe Marvel, the MCU Marvel, are thinking we want to get maybe younger actors who can then grow into the role. Who knows? They already tried it. Don't forget, Deval. They've already tried it with the Fantastic Four reboot, the one with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, they had a younger cast, right? So that kind of didn't work out. So we'll see what happens. I always keep saying, and I mentioned this, I was speaking to someone about this. There's been a dip in the MCU. We've still got
Mm,
X-Men
mm,
to
mm,
come, and
mm-hmm,
we've got the Fantastic Four.
mm-hmm,
So I reckon that's enough to keep people still excited about the MCU, even
mm,
though despite the kind of dip, and obviously Blades and whatnot. So we still got that going on. So let's keep it locked. Keep it locked with us, and we'll kind of bring you the lowdown on this. All right, keeping it with Marvel. Let's speak about the Thunderbolts. So what's going on, Deval? Is this still happening? Are we getting any updates on this?
yeah. Well, yes, this is still happening. I'm not sure
Mhm.
when it's going to be released because everything with Marvel is just upside down.
Yep,
But there was some somebody spilt the beans basically. Robert Kirkman, who we know from The Walking Dead,
yep,
who we also know is involved with Invincibles. Oh, sorry,
yes,
Invincible.
yeah,
Uh, he let loose in a recent interview or panel that Stephen Yun, who again we know from The Walking Dead and we
yep,
know from
and
Invincible,
Invincible.
that he is going to be playing Sentry in Thunderbolts.
Mm,
Yeah,
damn.
Sentry. So Sentry is a big character in Marvel. I think he's basically like their version of Superman.
He kind of
Uh,
reminds me of Adam Warlock a bit.
yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, he's
Those kind of powers,
yeah,
like next level, But yeah, go on.
yeah. No, he's yeah. You're right. He is kind of like I don't know. He almost looks angelic. Like he's
Mm.
sort of yellow. He's mad powerful. Like I said, he's kind of like a version of Superman almost. And his powers, I think, derive a bit from the sun. I want to say,
Oh, yeah,
but
like Superman.
he's got mad power, superhuman strength, speed, intelligence. We all need intelligence, invulnerability.
Mm.
Uh, he can project things. He can fly. Solar radiation, like I said, powers from the sun of some sort. Like how
Mm.
Superman likes a charge from the sun.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what he can do. And I'm thinking, if the Sentry is in the Thunderbolts, what chance have the Thunderbolts got? Because the Thunderbolts, they're not massively superhuman, are they?
No,
So I
I
don't know what's
mean,
going to happen.
Mr. America. No, was it Mr. America or something? One of the guy
American
who
Agent, yeah.
American Agent.
You got sort of the other Black Widow. I can't remember her name now. You got Winter Soldier, who's meant to be part of that group. You got a few people, but Sentry with all those powers, boy,
Mate,
it's going to be
honestly.
tricky. It's going to be tricky. Just like that train, isn't it? It's going to be tricky.
The military to Georgia just gone past. Like, geez, man, seriously.
On that
Uh,
train to Georgia.
all right, listen. Let's speak about this one. Now, this is interesting because this popped up on my newsfeed, and you put it on there, and I was going to put it on there as well. But basically, for people who don't know, Guy Ritchie, UK.
Mm,
I think he's UK-based film director. He's made Lock, Stock. He made Aladdin for Disney. Did really well, didn't it? And
Snatch, all sorts.
Snatch. Like
Old
he's
school.
done lots of stuff. And
Mm.
recently we watched The Covenant. Did we? Was it? It's called The
Yes, the
Covenant. Yeah,
Covenant, yeah,
yeah.
with
So that was good.
Gyllenhaal, yeah, really good film.
exactly. And now, so they're basically turning one of his movies, The Gentleman, into a TV show, and this is going to be on Netflix, Deval.
I think this is a good shout because The
Mm,
Gentleman is a good film that had
yeah,
Hugh Grant. It
loads of
had
people.
who else did it have? It had a
Matthew
few
McConaughey.
people. Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, it's a good film, man. It's pretty
Mm,
much like Lock Stock kind of thing, that kind of vibe, you know.
yeah,
But yeah, this is a series. I think is a good shout. I think it's a good shout, and if it's going to be on Netflix, again, another good shout. So
yeah,
this is coming out in 2024, and I think this could work.
yeah,
This
yeah.
could work. Yeah,
And
good shout.
it's got the guy Theo James. I think so maybe he's gonna. You've seen him, Theo James. He's this British actor. He's
Mm.
well, I'm just trying to think what major things has he done.
Every time I hear the word Thea, I'm just thinking of the Huxtables, you know, Cosby Show. So Theo
Yes,
James, I'm sorry.
Theo. Oh yeah, and then
Yeah,
listen, they've got let's have a look. Sporting cast. They're going to have Vinnie Jones is going to be back,
he's back. Okay, okay.
and check this out. They've brought in Giancarlo Esposito.
Who? Gus Fring?
Gus
No.
Fring is
Oh
going to
my
be back,
gosh.
so he's going to be in this as well. So
This show, I can't wait for it now.
I
It's
know,
gonna be
man.
good.
This is going to be good. It's going to be good. So looking forward to that one. So we'll keep you locked on that one, and yeah, we'll let you know when that comes out, and we'll obviously be watching it. Now we've already mentioned Michael B. Jordan. He's
Mm.
going to be coming back to the MCU actually in What If season 2, Deval.
Oh yeah, you know, I keep forgetting that's actually coming out, but I'm looking
It's
forward more
soon.
to that than any Disney
I
Marvel
know.
show, any
I
Marvel
know.
show. Yeah.
Because he was Killmonger in the MCU, and then
Mm.
he came back
Mhm.
in What If and everything like that. So we're going to see him in that. But check this out. After that, he's probably working on it already. Michael B. Jordan is set to direct another Creed movie. So this is going to be Creed 4.
Mm. Mhm.
And we know about the beef that's gone, in the background.
Ah.
Kind of the producer and Sylvester Stallone, they kind of kicked Sylvester Stallone out because obviously it was his baby from back in the day in the
Mm.
70s. He wasn't in Creed 3. Jonathan Majors was in that one. Obviously, it did really well. And remember, had the daughter,
Oh yes, yes,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Mara. So
She
his
went into the
daughter
ring and she started doing a little,
and everything like
you
that. So
know.
it could be that maybe it's the daughter. He's going to train the daughter up, and then she
Mm.
becomes a fighter, and who knows? It could be that kind of a thing. So yeah, Creed 4 is going to happen at some point, and they're saying it's going to be the last one.
Okay. Okay.
But we'll see what happens. Now, this one, let's finish off movie news with this one because we've got other things to get onto. I just want to quickly mention this one. So, Denzel Washington, we recently saw in The Equalizer Part 3. So, he was out in Italy and he was basically breaking bones and shooting people up. And Antoine Fuqua directed that one. They've actually teamed up on quite a few movies, Training Day, and they've done
Yeah.
kind of a few other things. But apparently they're going to be teaming up again in a Netflix historical actioner, Duval. And check this out.
Mm.
Denzel Washington is going to be playing the role of Hannibal, who was a Carthaginian general known for leading battles against the Roman Empire. So this is going to
Okay.
be set in gladiator time.
So is he a white guy in real life?
No,
Hannibal.
he was a black guy. He was
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, because the Roman Empire like from Africa to
Oh,
obviously
okay.
Great Britain. So this guy was like a thorn in the side of the Romans, where he would just
Ah.
basically, raid the Romans, fight with the Romans, deal with the Romans, beat them at
Mm.
their own game. And there's like a really, really famous battle between the Romans and the Carthaginians, I think it is.
Okay.
And this guy, Hannibal, what a name, Hannibal. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington's going to play this guy. So expect kind of like gladiator style, blood and
Mm.
guts, sword, sandals, and all that sort of stuff.
Oh my gosh, swords and sandals.
Yeah, man. Like, so according to the director, it says the film covers the pivotal battles he led against the Roman Republic during the Second Punic
Mm.
War. So there was, so the Romans and the Carthaginians, they had, these wars, the first, second, and third. And this guy, Hannibal, featured in a lot of them, and he basically
Mm.
dealt with the Romans. So, yeah. So we'll see what happens, man. This looks good. Denzel Washington. He's in his 60s now. Deval,
Yeah,
am I right there?
I should think so. Yeah, I think so. Probably about 65, I reckon.
You know, he
And
can strut.
he's still beating people up,
He's still
swinging.
beating people up, and looks at his watch. He does that thing. I'll give you 8 seconds.
Oh my gosh, in real life that would never work,
Never happen, and he doesn't
Never.
get a scratch. This
Come
guy.
on, mate.
All
Just
right,
pour a little
okay.
drink on him, he's finished.
I
You know
know,
what I mean? In real
I
life.
know. All right, Denzel. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait to see you on the small screen with that one. That's going to come out on Netflix. All right, let's do a new one streaming. We've already mentioned Invincible, and man, look, this is a show that you should be watching. And a lot of people talk about MCU
This
fatigue.
this is the MCU killer. Let's just put it
Yes,
straight up. Invincible and The Boys, shows like that are MCU killers. They give you what
slaying.
you want. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's mad. They give you what you want. Have you caught up with this one, Invincible?
I'm on episode like 4, I think.
Okay, I think that could be because I heard there's a mid-season break. Is that true? Or was that, is
Oh,
that misinformation? Because
uh,
I heard there's a mid-season break and the rest is coming back next year.
yeah. And then also they added in Blue Atom. No, what's the name? Atom. They added in
Atom
like kind of
Eve.
like they added in like a mini little kind
Yeah,
of
no, that came out
episode.
months ago. That came out months ago. That
Oh shit!
standalone Adam Eve. That's a good episode, you know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
It gives you kind of the whole backstory about
yeah,
her and everything, and
yeah, yeah.
I tell you what, man, the voice acting is brilliant. There's, they go into the different universes, parallel
Yes,
universes, that whole
yes.
multiverse. They do all that over here
This
as well.
show is
It's on another
decent.
level, man. It's on
If
another
you ain't
level.
seen it, go to Amazon, get Amazon, and watch Invincible. It is
Mm,
a good show,
yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
Good
I know.
show.
Yeah,
Stephen Yeun is in it. What's his name?
Seth Rogen,
Seth Rogen. J. Jonah Jameson. What's his name in real life? I can't remember. J.K. something.
J.K. Simmons,
J.K. Simmons. Uh,
Mark Hamill, Luke
Mark.
Skywalker's in it.
Yes, he is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. J.K. There's another J.K. Sterling or whatever. The one that was in
Sterling K. Brown, he
Sterling.
plays that guy.
J.K. Sterling.
Yes, he's the one who's going he has the power to go to the
Yes.
different dimensions, and
Yeah.
then he
Yeah.
messes up, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Zazie Beats is in it. I mean, everyone's in this. It's mad. It's mad.
yeah,
It's
it's
good.
crazy. It's crazy good. Go check it out.
Yeah.
That's on Amazon. Now, this thing, Devout, I haven't even had time to watch this, but there's a lot of Gojira stuff coming out, man. So this is
Mm,
Monarch Legacy of
mm.
Monsters. So this is on Apple TV. So is it? I think we might have mentioned this. Like, isn't it weird? No, not weird, but why are we getting so many Godzilla stuff now?
Do you know what? It's a good question. I can't answer. I can't answer that. Why are we getting Godzilla? I don't know.
That's
I mean,
the Goss, wasn't it? The Goss brothers or something.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
guy that was in Blade
Play
2, isn't it?
two. Yeah. He was the vampire, the
Yeah,
mad one.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this show. I mean, I don't know why there's so much Godzilla right now. There's this one, Monarch. What's it called? Legacy of Monsters. I'm watching it. I'm up to date on it on
Yeah.
Apple. It's not a
And what are the
bad show.
graphics like?
It's mate. The
Yeah.
graphics are good. It's movie graphics.
Is
But I
it?
must say, do you know what? There's something. I don't know if you've noticed this. Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed this. Yeah, different different platforms seem to have
Have
different
different, yeah.
like.
There's
I
like a
don't know.
level of like
No,
I
it's
don't
not
know
that. No, it's
what.
different platforms that seem to have different like contrast settings or like
Oh,
when you're
what
watching
is it? Is
something.
it darker in on Apple?
No, Apple seems like it's on pro res. Like when you're
No,
editing
yeah.
stuff on Final Cut, you can choose your pro res levels or whatever. All the Apple shows seem to have the same sort of look.
Fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they all seem like they're filmed. I don't know, like on. I don't know. It's like they
IMAX cameras or something like,
something. Yeah, they just seem like they're filmed on the same camera, and it's like they seem like even this show seems the same as what's that Alien Invasion.
Invasion.
Both shows look like they were filmed on the same camera, the
Yeah.
same music, and it just seems like
Mm.
Apple are doing the same camera people are on it. Yeah,
Possibly. I reckon that's exactly.
yeah.
But also I've noticed, I'm not sure if you've noticed this, Netflix, for me, I
Mm,
don't know why, but the quality, the actual HD quality or
mm.
4K quality, I'm like, this shit.
Oh, is it? Oh.
I find Amazon better for some
Oh,
reason.
okay, okay. I gotta check that out. I've not
Check it
noticed
out.
that.
Maybe it's just me because, like,
I
I'm
haven't
watching it
noticed
on the
that.
TV and I'm like, hang
Yeah.
on a second. When I'm comparing Amazon to Netflix, why is it?
Is your
And then,
package the full HD?
yeah,
Because they can get
yeah,
different packages. Yeah.
yeah. If
Okay.
it's not, I mean, I'll let my because I'm like password sharing, so
Yeah.
like I'll double check. But listen, you got to type in. I didn't know
Yeah.
this. You have if
Yeah.
you want to watch the 4K version, you've got to
Yeah.
type in 4K. So, say for example, Interstellar 4K.
No.
Yes,
On what? On
on the
Netflix?
Netflix.
No, that should be automatic. It
It
should go
should
to the
be. It
highest
should
level of your
be.
telly.
No,
No,
you have to
that's
type. They've got a category of just 4K.
no.
I know.
That's a madness, man.
Yeah,
Man.
I know.
But no,
So
this
so
show is
this is good
decent.
then, yeah.
Yeah, good show, good show. Kurt Russell's in it, and other people is in it as well. But yeah, it's a decent show.
Yeah,
Sorry, I know.
yeah. People, some actors, some named actors in
Because
it.
it's him by himself, Just Kurt
Exactly.
Russell running away from Godzilla.
So, and this isn't connected to the movies that we've seen
It's
before, right?
connected. Oh yeah, Kurt Russell and his son's in it. They play the same character from different time lines or time.
And he's American agent,
Yeah. So yeah, it's connected.
U.S.
And
agent.
from the US agent, from the start of the show, they show you the
Mm,
connection. It is connect. This is like a
okay.
universe. It's
All right.
connected quite well.
That's what we want. That's what
Yeah.
we want.
Mm,
All right. So that's new on streaming. Go check those out. And then on trailer, we're
mm,
not done with the Godzilla stuff. Now, this
mm,
one didn't know anything about it. You meant put it up on there on the trailer thing, Deval. Had a look at YouTube and I was like, what's going on over here? So they've taken this back to its roots. They've taken like Godzilla back to Japan. And, so this is kind of, in the movies, we've kind of
mm.
come to learn to, you know, we love to hate Godzilla because he'll come when those other monsters, Mathura and like or
Yeah.
whatever they are, when they come, then Godzilla comes. But
Mm,
this, it seems like it's way before that, right? The kind of destruction phase of Godzilla.
mm. And this one is Japanese.
It's
This
in
one's in
Japanese.
Japanese. Yeah, it's a Japanese film. Japanese,
Yeah.
like cast, director, the whole lot of it. And this is from post-war. So this
Mm.
is like probably 1940 something. Around that time we saw in Oppenheimer there was lots of nuclear testing happening. It's a true thing.
Yeah.
Lots of nuclear. So people are saying that could be what caused Godzilla, which could have been a
The
harmless
radioactive
lizard
thing.
just going about his business, lizarding around, and then that's why he's massive now and
Yeah.
angry. But yeah, this one here is set in Japan. It's going back to its roots.
Yeah.
It's the graphics are slightly different. The Godzilla is different to the American style. This one reminds me more of those old school Godzillas with the man
Yes.
in the suit.
Stop motion,
Yeah,
like,
the man,
doing this
no, the
and
man
like,
in the suit. Remember the man in the suit? That was Godzilla running around.
oh my
That's what it looks
gosh.
like. Well, no, doesn't look like that, but it reminds me of it. The graphics
Mine's,
are good.
yeah.
But this is
Yeah.
out on the 15th of December. I'm gonna watch it. So yeah.
And what's this coming out on streaming or what?
Cinema,
Or
cinema, cinema.
cinema job? All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
theater. You gotta go to the theater for this one.
Theater.
Theater. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So go check that. It's called Godzilla -1. Yeah, so there's two things that you could be watching like within the space of a couple of months, and let us know what you think on that one. Now, this next one, Devout, this was weird. This next trailer that we're going to speak about,
Have you seen it?
I
Yeah.
saw it and I was like, "What's going on?" So, is it Turkish? Like, I don't know what it is. Like, what
No, this one is.
is it? Persian, Turkish?
No, that's a different film. It's confusing. There's two different films on IMDb with the same name, but this one
Oh,
isn't Turkish. This one's American. So sorry about that.
I watched the
This
wrong
one.
one. Then, my
What did
gosh.
you watch?
I
What did
watched
you
some
watch?
Turkish thing about this hotel guy who works in a hotel, and
Okay.
strange shit starts happening.
Oh, maybe it's a remake. This one's American,
Yeah,
and it's in a hotel, and
yeah.
these two people start to do mad stuff, and basically they start to eat people in the hotel. Uh, yeah, basically they start to eat people in the hotel, and it becomes a fetish, and it's just mad. I don't understand what's going on here, but
Oh my
it's doing. It's
god.
like basically, when you go to a hotel, on your door you can put "Do Not Disturb." I think that's what it's
Yes.
trying to get to. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is like one of those sort of film festival favorites. It's a mad film. It looks like an A24 film, but I don't think it is. But this
No,
one is
it was this guy. It's this guy, wasn't it? Can you see it?
what's that? Yeah.
Was that
No,
it?
that's not it. No, that's not the film. No, no, no,
No. Oh,
no, no,
okay.
no, no. This is
Because this
different.
is 2023.
The one I'm talking about is 2022, but for some reason it hasn't been
Oh,
released yet. It's like I don't know what's going
okay.
on. But yeah, this is a mad film. But yeah, Do Not Disturb is worth a watch.
Mate, I mean, it sounds mad.
Mm,
Okay, yeah. So they travel
definitely.
to to Miami for their honeymoon, and then they just
Yeah,
basically the shit happens. All right,
yeah.
so go check it out. It's called Do Not Disturb from 2022, and also out season 2. Now I saw the first. I think I probably saw the first 3 episodes of season 1, Deval. So should I go back
Oh,
and revisit this Reacher?
this Reacher was surprisingly good.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly good. Even the Critical Drinker. Have you seen his podcast?
No,
Critical Drinker on YouTube. Even he liked it, and
is
he doesn't.
it?
He doesn't like much. Yeah, it was a decent show.
This guy's
Yeah,
massive. He's the one from
he
what
was
have we
in.
seen?
He was in the DC, the
Titans.
Titans. Yeah, he's a massive guy. Like
This guy,
you don't
and
want to
he's
meet him in a
and
dark alley.
exactly, and it was written. So in the books, he's written like he should be massive. And then when Tom Cruise played Jack Reacher,
Exactly,
people
exactly.
got pissed off. They were like, "How is this guy?
Yeah,
How can this guy
yeah,
be Jack Reacher?"
yeah,
So yeah, so that was good. But yeah, so
yeah.
season 2. When's season 2 coming out?
It's already out, and
Oh,
I
it's
haven't
already out.
started it yet. But I will at some point in December when there's a bit of downtime. I'm gonna catch
Mm,
up on all this shit,
oh no,
and
man,
this will be
it's
one.
so
But this one
mad.
I might start before the downtime. But season 1, I went through it. Like I went
Yeah,
through it, and this one I'm hoping it will be just as good. But we'll have to wait and see. But
we'll
yeah,
have to wait and see.
decent show
Yeah.
on Amazon.
Mm. So that's Reacher season 2.
Mm,
Go check that one out. Now this is new trailer, new film. This is by George Miller, legendary film director who brought us Mad Max, who brought us Mad Max Fury Road, which was
mm,
the kind of Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron. And
mm.
Deval, did you read about the whole kind of making of that movie? They hated each other,
Who hated each other?
Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron.
Is it? No, I didn't know that.
Behind the
Is
scenes,
it?
they basically massive beef, massive
Is
tension,
it?
and apparently that worked in the movie's favor because whenever because there was this kind of mad shit going on behind the scenes
Mm,
where they
mm,
hated it. Apparently Tom Hardy, he would arrive late to set. She hated that. She basically shouted at him, screamed at him, and there was this whole big thing. But then it lent to that whole kind of high octane adrenaline fueled performance of
mm,
that whole
mm,
movie. But this movie called Furiosa is the prequel to that.
mm. This is when she
This
was
looks
young,
mad.
and it sort of explains her upbringing, how she
Mm,
became who she was, and
yeah,
uh, this one looks decent. It's got Anya Taylor-Joy, who's going
yeah,
to be Furiosa. She's a
yeah.
good actress. She is quite
She's good,
a blank
versatile.
canvas kind of girl, and she
Mm,
can do a lot of different things. I think she was born in Argentina, but she's got an English accent. But
yeah,
she can do any accent. Chris Hemsworth is in this as well. So
he
Thor,
looked weird in it. Yeah.
he's looking mad in it as well.
Mm,
So this looks like it could be a decent film. This is out next
mm.
year, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah,
2024.
it made me want to. It made me want to go back
Mm.
and watch Mad Max Fury Road just to kind of, get just watch that whole thing again.
Yeah.
The set pieces, the action, and all that. So yeah, man, this looks good. So this looks good. If
Yeah.
you're a fan, obviously, of the Mad Max franchise, I wonder if they'll ever bring back Mel Gibson.
Well, they can't because not in this one because he's not born. Well, is he born? He'd be a little boy, innit? I don't know. I mean, it depends how far back in time. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know the
I
timeline to be
don't remember
honest.
the time. Yeah,
Be
time.
nice to know, didn't it? But yeah,
Yeah,
how would it
could
work?
they do kind of like a younger
A
then
young
if they
version.
version of
Yeah,
him
yeah,
then
yeah,
because it maybe
yeah,
leads up into that. Who
yeah.
knows? I don't know.
Exactly.
All right, okay, so go check those trailers out. There's a lot in there to unpack, so spend a bit of time. Now, listen, before we get into the main movie, let's speak about this on Anniversary Corner. This is from 15 years ago, 2008. You know what? I really, really like this movie to the point,
Mm.
Deval, where this is 2014. I want to say 2014, 2015. I actually went to Bruges.
Serious? After you watched
Mate,
the film?
so what happened was, so Steph and I, we were like, oh, let's go on kind of like, on a
Mm,
Eurostar, let's go somewhere. And you know what, man, I've done Paris to bits. So many
okay.
times
I've
I've been
never
to
been to
Paris, right?
Paris, never been.
Man, like honestly, I've
Mm,
been there so many times. So I was like, you know what, let's go to Belgium. So we took the train to Belgium, and then Brussels is, and then Bruges is probably like about an hour or so away from that. So took
mm,
another train. Lovely, quiet city. And then the sentiment that you get from the movie, this movie about two hitmen.
mm.
They did a job in England. They're out in hiding in Bruges, and they got to spend, 48, whatever, a couple of days out in
The
Bruges.
job went wrong or something, isn't it?
The job went wrong. There's a massive cock up,
Mm,
and and then within the whole thing, so Colin Farrell's character, he hates Bruges. It's a small little city and not a lot going on. It's it's actually a really pretty city, but the movie itself is great. The kind of the chemistry between the two characters. So two Irish guys, they play hitmen. They're out there, and it's got what's his name, Ralph Fiennes. He
mm,
plays kind of like a gangster in there as well, and there's a whole
mhm.
kind of little storyline between it. It's a really, really great movie. So that I watched that movie and I thought, you know what? Yeah, man, let me go check out Bruges and everything. Nice enough city. Yeah, it is quite boring and everything. You could see it within a day.
Mm,
But fair enough, it's really nice. But great movie. If you got a chance to watch that movie, watch it. Came out in 2008. Great acting, great directing, and everything. So definitely worth a watch. And that
yeah.
leads us nicely into this movie because it's about a killer, a
Mm,
hitman. The movie's called The Killer, stars Michael Fassbender, directed by David Fincher. And unfortunately, I haven't finished it, Deval, so you're going to have to fill in the blanks. But what I've watched so far is actually quite interesting. And it's about a hitman who's on a
mm.
job and the job goes wrong.
Just like in the previous movie, in
Mm,
Bruges. Yeah. So this one is I'll say okay. This is on Netflix.
mm,
Just came out like a couple of weeks ago. I think it is.
yeah,
It's got a rating on IMDb of 7 or 6.8, pretty
yeah.
much rounded to 7 on IMDb. Stars Michael Fassbender, directed by David Fincher, who he's directed Seven,
Mm,
directed The Social Network. Is it?
yes.
Directed what else? Gone Girl, directed Zodiac, also directed that show on Netflix that I'm always talking about. That the name escapes me now.
Mindhunter,
Mindhunter, yeah,
really
directed
great
that.
show.
Really good show. So really good pedigree. Michael Fassbender, he is. Ever since I saw him in 300, he kind of looks the
Mm,
same. This guy
he
looks after
does.
himself.
Doesn't
He
age.
looks after himself. He's German Irish, I think,
Yeah.
or a mixture of those, or maybe something else. He's a good actor. Good actor. He can
Mm,
always do whatever he wants to do. Tilda Swinton's in this as well. But yeah, this one is about a really methodical, almost OCD hitman.
mm,
His routine, his way of working is everything's down to a T. Everything is planned. Nothing goes wrong. He's been doing this for years. If he's got a if he's got a hit at like I don't know 6 p.m. He'll get there like 3 days before. He will sit in the room. He will watch the person. He will do everything that he needs. He needs to know everything's in order before he can do the hit. He won't just turn up and shoot someone and walk away.
mm,
No. So this show looks at how he works, and he talks about how this job ain't for everyone. He
mm,
says
yeah.
the most hardest parts are the boring parts, the parts in between. And this during this film, he narrates most of the film.
Yeah, the voice. That's what I got from the beginning of the
He
movie. There's a
narrates
voice element.
most of the film. He doesn't
Mm,
talk much in the film. It's a lot of narration, which brings you into his mind to
mm,
see what he's about, see how he ticks. And he says that, the boring, he can spend hours watching someone. And how do you occupy yourself? What do you do? How do you stay
mm,
awake? He's there doing push ups, he's there doing yoga. It's
yeah.
mad. And obviously, you talk about this hit going wrong, and that's where the film starts.
Mm,
He never does
mm,
anything wrong, but in this one occasion, shit goes wrong.
yeah.
And when that shit goes wrong, when the hit goes wrong, it opens up a domino effect of
Spirals.
situations where the people that he works for are now against him, and
Yep.
it's like he knows he's messed up, and he knows that it's going to come back on him, and he's
Yeah.
got to try and deal with it. And
Yeah.
the people that he works in, the people in his world,
Not
think
messing
of
around.
it's like Jason Bourne kind of thing. The other
Yeah.
agents, the other people that can do what he does, they're not messing around as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, he just has to look after himself, watch his back. Something happens to someone that he cares about, which I'm not going to go into massive detail. I know you haven't seen it yet, but
Mm.
he has to deal with that. And it's just, it's not an action film.
No.
There's action in it, but don't go into it looking for an action film. This
It's
is
not it's not like a Jason Bourne, is it? It's not like that
no, no,
on
no,
that
no. It's
level kind of.
slower pace, a bit more
Mm.
intelligent, a bit not being intelligent, a bit more patient, I should say, because Jason Bourne is intelligent as well. A bit more patient, and it's like I said, it's narrated mostly throughout it.
Mm.
So it's a point of view from the killer. Him. You don't even know his name. I don't think
Mm.
his name's even said in the whole film.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't know a lot of his backstory. We just it's a deep film. I don't think this film will get the respect it deserves. This
Yeah.
film, when I watched it, I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was going to be an action film, and I was
Yeah, me too.
gladly surprised by how it was,
Mm.
and how
Mm.
it starts, how the middle is, how the end is. You probably won't expect a lot of it.
No, and you know what? It's interesting because obviously David Fincher, he's made these kind of big movies like Zodiac. When you watch Zodiac, it's kind of like
Mm.
really engrossing, right? A
Yeah.
movie like Zodiac is engrossing because you like all these moving parts, that character, this character, he has to piece it all together. And I was like, shit, this is like on Netflix. Usually a David
Mm.
Fincher movie, he's got enough clout that he could put a movie out in cinemas, but no, he went with Netflix. So maybe is it because he's got they've given him the freedom just to make the movie that he wants to make, and he doesn't have
Mm.
like a huge studios like the Hollywood
That's
studios
the thing.
breathing down his
What
neck.
you said is spot on. This was 20 years in the making.
Mm,
This is
fuck.
a graphic novel by Alexis Nolent and illustrated
Mm,
by Luc Jacquemont. And for 20 years, David Fincher was wanting to do this. Originally in 2008. So if it was made
damn.
then, this would have made the anniversary corner. Originally, he
Yeah,
wanted Brad Pitt to play the part of the killer,
I
but
gotcha.
Brad Pitt turned it down. So for 20 years, he's been thinking about this, obviously doing other films and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But I think the fact that he went with Michael Fassbender is a really good choice. He does a really good
yeah.
job in this film. Yeah, really good.
When you see him, he's almost like robotic.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
He's
He's
just got that
clinical,
face where
very
he's just not.
clinical, just unemotional. He says that. He narrates it. He says
Mm,
I think he even admits that he's a bit of a psychopath. He has no emotion. He takes all the emotion out. It's a job. The
yeah,
same way
yeah.
if you work in the passport office, when you stamp the passport, there's no emotion in it. You stamp
No.
the passport and you move on. That's it.
Yep.
You
Oh
know?
my gosh.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm surprised. You listen, look, like I said before, I didn't watch all of it. I haven't finished it. I saw the first half an hour where he's done the job, and then he goes to Dominican Republic.
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
it
Yeah. Yeah.
Dominican
Yeah.
Republic?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
yeah, he's driving in the car,
Mm,
and then so I'm gonna obviously finish it up because
mm.
once you start, you got to finish, and I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the movie. So it's definitely a thumbs up from the Flixters, right?
Yeah. Definite thumbs up. Definitely
All
worth
right.
a watch. Easy to watch on Netflix. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Don't waste time.
Don't waste time. All right, we've got
Mm.
time for a hidden gem, Duval. This
Mhm.
one, I mean, the name just kind of, wow, the football fraudster. Now, is this a documentary? Or is this a movie?
This is a documentary. I'll just do this
Yeah,
one really quick.
yeah.
This one I watched about a week or so ago,
Hmm.
and this is one you can catch in England. It comes on ITV, which is like a regular sort of regular channels. I'm not sure how you can
Yeah,
get it wherever else you are. It's up to you.
yeah.
Try
It's
and
gonna have
find
to be
it.
downloaded
The
somewhere.
football fraudster is about a football fraudster. This person frauded people. He basically when he was a footballer. He was
Yeah,
a good footballer. He didn't get to the highest levels.
yeah.
I think injury or something stopped him getting to the highest levels, but he almost got there. I think he played for Liverpool for a little while
Is
on
it?
the sort of the youth team or something,
Right. Okay.
and that's the highest he got to. But after that, I think financially he struggled and stuff like that. So he thought about committing fraud.
Mm,
So what he done was he would. I think he, you know, how some people say, "Oh, black people look the same," so he used that to his advantage,
Right, right.
and
Okay, yeah.
he would uh, sort of contact, I don't know, a hotel, for example, and say, "Oh, we have an American footballer coming." That he'll pretend to be the agent. So yeah, I've got an American footballer coming by the name of, you know, Tariq Johnson or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's going to be staying in your hotel, blah, blah, blah. We want to pay in advance, blah, blah, blah. So he'll use a fake credit card. And then when he comes to the hotel, he wears his sunglasses. They'll have a little entourage with him. They
Yeah.
will think he is his footballer.
He's famous. Yeah, exactly. They'll think he's
Yeah,
famous or something.
and
Yeah.
they'll think, oh, he looks like him, but they'll
Yeah.
maybe Google him and say, oh, he looks like this person, but it's not him. So he'll do this a lot. He'll get like private drivers, and he'll have private people drive him around. He'll use his fake credit cards, and he'll rack up these obviously massive debts because the credit card at the end won't go through, but by then he's moved on to the next.
Damn.
So he'll rack up these debts in hotels and other places, or buy stuff, and he's just using fraud because people think he's someone famous. But he also then has these relationships with people. So he
Oh,
had a relationship with someone that used to be on Love Island, and he would at first he'll look like he's got all the money in that, and bit by bit somehow he'll get them to use their money,
yeah.
and then so he's basically making them think he's not who he is, and he'll
Yeah.
fraud them as well.
Yeah.
He
It's like the
even
Twinder. Remember that
the
the
Tinder swindler,
Tinder
yes,
swindler. Yeah.
exactly, yeah, yeah. He even had a short, brief relationship with Thierry Henry's ex-wife, and
What?
he managed to fraud her out of some money, a few £1,000 or whatever it was.
Folks listening in the Americas or wherever, Thierry
Mm.
Henry, ex, where you guys will say,
French
yeah,
footballer.
French
Well, he won the
soccer.
World Cup. He's won
Yeah.
everything there is to win in football. He's a top
Like
dude.
massive, massive
Yeah.
player. Yeah.
So
Go.
he frauded his ex-wife, and he just frauded a
Wow.
bunch of people. Yeah. And I don't know if should I say the conclusion of what happened
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
him?
No. No. Yeah. Go on. Yeah. Go on. I will still watch it.
This was
But
over a matter of years. It ended up him being arrested. He was actually
yeah.
arrested twice. He arrested once. He got out. He went to prison for I think a couple of years or maybe a year and a half. He came out and carried on going back to
Damn.
frauding. Then he got
Yeah.
arrested again,
Yeah.
and
And what is he?
he got longer in prison. I think he might, as we speak, he might still be in prison, or he
Right.
might have been released recently. I can't
Right.
remember,
Okay. Yeah.
but yeah, he failed to comment for the documentary. He said that he had made mistakes. He's sorry for the mistakes he made, but he
Yeah.
said there's many lies in the documentary, and it's not all true.
Is
But that
it?
is what it is. But yeah, so he like the balls on some people to do this kind of shit is
How do
mad.
they
But
do it, man?
yeah, because
Seriously.
what they do it because people in today's day and age,
They'll
they
believe
want to be
anything.
associated with people that are famous. They want
Mm.
that social clout. They want that
Yep.
kind of that
Instagram, instant
yeah,
like.
exactly. So people are more likely to believe things from people that they feel are successful, and
Mm.
especially in relationships as well. They think someone's this and that. They're more likely to, whatever. So that's how we got away with it.
And then
So
how did it, but then what about, all right, so his career playing football,
mm.
so he got to kind of that level where he was playing youth Liverpool, but what, he then wasn't good enough and then he
I
couldn't
can't
go to another
remember if
team
he
or
wasn't
what?
good enough or he got injured or something stopped his progression.
Hmm.
Because it happens to a lot of people. Not everyone can
Oh
make it
man.
all the way
Yeah,
through. So
exactly.
something stopped his progression, and that was that. But then obviously he wanted that lifestyle still. He's had a
Yeah.
taste of what it could be like, and he wanted it. He even swindled a teammate of thousands of pounds. I think he cloned his card or something like that. And the
Shit.
teammate was on the documentary. He said to him, he said, well, he said he called the police. He said to the police, guys, I'm telling you the truth. You better find him before I do, because if I find him, and the way he was saying it was funny.
The footballer swindler.
Honestly,
Shit,
yeah, it's a
man.
funny documentary, but yeah, it's worth a watch if you can find it. I'm not
Yeah.
sure how you're going to find it if you're not in the
I'm gonna have to
UK,
review
but
because it's on ITV, right? It's on
on
ITV.
ITVX, which I'm
Yeah.
sure outside the UK, there's
They'll
probably
have
another
their
name.
own.
Yeah, another name for it, but yeah, it's called The Football Fraudster. Came out in 2023. Documentary. I think it's like 2 parts or 3 parts to it.
Okay. Yeah.
45 minutes or 40 minutes each or something
I
like that.
love
But
them
yeah,
ones. Those
it's
are
decent.
always worth a watch, man.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So listen, folks, there you have it. That is the show for you this week. check us out every week. And you know what? If you liked what you just heard, go back and hear, something from the past. Maybe there's a movie that you want to hear about. The last episode, we speak about the Marvels. We actually forgot to mention this. We actually did get a comment about our Marvel
Okay.
on our YouTube channel. And maybe we can speak about that next week. But basically, someone watched obviously the episode on YouTube and everything. So folks, you can watch the episode as well. And the person commented by saying, "Yep, I totally agree with you."
Okay. But that it was not that it wasn't a good film.
Or just the things that we said about the movie,
Oh yeah.
what I said
Here it
about the
is.
Marvel. Yeah.
I can see
So
here it is. It's nuance
that's it.
scanan. Yeah, I know what you
Yeah.
mean. They said, yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
gotcha.
Yeah. So it's like, listen, there's some great bits in it. Like, Iman Vellani, she's great as the young, Ms. Marvel and everything like
Yeah.
that. But then some bits let it down and, whatever. So, yeah, check us out on the YouTube channel and also check us out on Instagram. Get in touch with us. Leave us a message if you want to be a shout out on the show. Chat to us. Let us know what you're watching. What Christmas movies have you got coming up? Yeah, there's going to be some decent Christmas movies coming up.
True. Yep. Let us know.
Let us know. New
But you're
Year's
not going to
movies.
be here for a while. We're going to miss you, man.
I know, man. Listen. Emmanuel's been doing a great. You know what? I think you can take a rest as well. Just get Emmanuel to do the show by himself.
Yeah, it's true. That's who they want to see.
That's who they want to see.
That's who they want to see.
So this is going to be my last episode for a bit, but obviously I'll be back again in the new year.
Yeah.
And Deval's going to be picking up with Emmanuel on a few episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's it.
Have a good
Peace
one,
out
man.
from
Have a
me.
good one. Have a good break.
Yeah.
Have a good Christmas. Happy New Year. I say in advance.